Today on Project Shop, I'm going to show you how I generate three-phase electric in my single-phase shop. What I have here is a 208 single-phase 100 amp service, and I need three-phase to run my Lugan milling machine and my Russell 25-ton punch press. And I was going to run a three-phase 7.5 horse TS10 Ingersoll Rand air compressor, but I don't have enough phase generator for that. I do have a 10 horsepower that I thought would run the 7.5 horse, but after talking to the manufacturer of this 5 horse phase generator made by Smith Electric Motor Works, these guys are amazing and have amazing customer service. If you're ever in the market for a phase generator, give them guys a call. They'll help you out. Anyway, they told me that to power that 7.5 horse Ingersoll Rand, I would need probably a 20 horse phase generator because of the hard startup. So let's get into what I got going on here. And this looks like a crazy mess because I was checking the microfarads on these original capacitors, and I did buy new ones just because I was having an issue with voltage droppage. When I would fire the mill up, the voltage would drop and then the phase generator kept going into a startup. This electronic board here was telling the system that, hey, the voltage dropped, so these capacitors were kicking on and it was coming on and off. Turns out the mill has an issue with the motor. It's an 8 amp motor and it's pulling like 14 amps on startup and never actually fires all the way up. So we're gonna, in another video, take that thing apart. But this is what I got going on here. 100 amp breaker powers this 100 amp 208 to 230 step-up transformer. So over here I have another panel, and then I got 2 more lugs. I'm actually going to put 2 plugs for my 230 welders and some other 230 equipment I got. So one breaker sends power up to the 3-phase. So you got your 2 legs, your 220 going in there. The other breaker sends power to this switch, which turns on the phase generator, and then this thing generates your 3rd leg and then sends up the 3rd leg on that blue power. So what we're gonna do is check some voltages, show you how all this stuff works. Voltage. Let's see if I can do this with one hand and not get electrocuted. So we have 122 volts, 123 volts, and then when you go from leg to leg, we got 212, which is basically a 208 system. And this transformer I got off a job. Well, actually, one of my customers gave it to me because it was damaged. You see that leg on the top is something I made. Basically, someone dropped something on it. They couldn't put it on the job. It was never energized. I got it for free. Shout out to the guy that dropped something on it. So everything here I got for free. I salvaged out of other things, although I did buy this breaker. I forget how much that was. Might have been around 100 bucks. But and I got that for free, that for free, all that for free, all that for free. Just salvaging parts. The wire, I got like, you know, I wind up getting piles of wire like this, and that pile there, I've already started stripping on that for 2 days, and you know, big wire like that. So I get as much wire as I need for free. Well, not free, I pay for it and then strip it, and it turns out what I keep is free. So anyway, we're gonna turn this on here. Now that we got the transformer powered up, we'll turn these breakers on here. See our voltages. Now, funny thing with this transformer, it's got multiple taps, and I think I might have one of the taps wrong. I do actually have the paperwork for it because, let's see, we're cranking out 250 volts, which is still within the 20%. Whenever you say like my 230 welder, it runs fine off the 208 system. But I'm actually going to put an extra plug here and run it off of 230. I'll change the tap and get it closer to where it's supposed to be. But you know, even plus or minus 20 volts, you're still within 20%. And then we can check these tabs up here. And we got our 250 volts, but we don't have anything here because we don't have the phase generator on yet. Or it's 130 volts. So you throw this switch, the phase generator starts up. Basically it's just I would think like a 3-phase motor starting up on single phase, and generates the third leg. That's what that blue wire is, sent up there. And now we'll check the taps. $270 volts. Kind of high, but it is a high side, a high leg. 250 volts. So in my old shop, I actually had 3-phase electric. So there was actually 4 main wires coming in, and you had to be careful when you're running 110 not to hook them onto the high leg, because it was literally 120, 120, 220, and you would fry anything you put on there. So that's how I generate my 3-phase. And what I'm actually going to do, let me shut this off real quick. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to build like a temporary service, temporary 3-phase service. I'm going to put this thing on like a cart, and then I'm going to mount that one on the bottom, this one right on top of it on the side, and then I'm going to take like a bigger piece of diamond plate on the back, and then I'm going to put this panel for this phase generator. I'll have another panel for this phase generator, 2 switches, and then 2 of these with 2 plugs, because I'm going to be running probably 3, possibly 4 pieces of 3-phase equipment in here. So if you have any questions, you know, put a question in the comment. I'll do my best to answer it. If you don't know much about 3-phase, I suggest you consult an electrician. I personally am not an electrician. I just, you know, I know stuff. So that's how I generate 3-phase in my shop.